Stray Dogs. Yeah, I know. Some of you were like, I've never even heard of Stray Dogs. It's a image comic book, but it was a very niche thing. It was from a few years ago, actually. It's not something that's real recent. It was a horror comic book told from the viewpoint of dogs. It is now being adapted, actually being picked up by Paramount Animation. It is a horror comic book. I'm going to kind of go through some of this with you because it was just interesting. Game Night is a movie I've not really seen. The writer is Mark Perez. He's going to write the script. Gary Dauberman is the horror filmmaker. He's done Annabelle and It, things like that. He's going to produce it under Coin Operated. Now, the comic book is Tony Fleek's. Trish Forstner, Trish says, has worked in. They always describe it as Silence of the Lambs meets Lady and the Tramp. Now, Silence of the Lambs, in a lot of ways, is a little hyperbolic, in my opinion. Obviously, Lady and the Tramp works. So basically, the story centers around the point of view of these dogs. And one of them is this cute little female dog. She's a Papillon named Sophie. She goes to the vet with her owner, and then suddenly she's with another owner and other dogs. She just has like blackout. Like dogs don't have good memories, right? You leave the house, they come back, they act like they've never seen you. So it's that kind of thing. But anyway, Sophie is very afraid and scared. There's this man, this new master, and she's there. He treats her kindly. There's tons of other dogs, hence the Lady and the Tramp reference, right? Rusty is the one that's kind of a mix, and he's the one that kind of befriends her and that kind of thing. Anyway, as they're moving through this story, the man tries to wrap her in this, gives her this scarf, and immediately the smell and the look of the scarf triggers her memory to her owner, who was murdered by the master. And now you're down the horror element of the dog/dogs unpacking this mystery of who the master actually is. What has he done? Why are they strays? How are they brought together? Is he doing nefarious things or not? And that's pretty much the premise of Stray Dogs. It's actually very interesting. A little weird to figure out how they're going to adapt this and do it right. So here's the quote. So much of what makes horror work is taking something innocent and twisting it into something scary, like a doll in Annabelle or a clown in It. And that's what we want to do with Stray Dogs. Take animation and twist it into something terrifying by using it to explore a really dark story. For me, the project combines a lot of my passions: animation, horror, and, well, dogs. So this was 2021. Let's see. Horror experience to make a dog howl. Who wrote this? Who wrote this nonsense? Jesus. I don't know who. Boris Kit. This sort of like cheeky, silly writing. I can't just write the story. We don't need all this stuff. This is all credentials. Writing ensemble with Game Night. Maybe you guys are familiar with that. And then, of course, it talks about other little things that they've worked on, that kind of thing. So, it's a very strange concept for me to visually have in my head that they're going to make this work. But maybe it is unnerving. It is unnerving to see dogs that you like or care about harmed in any way and put into sort of like situations of terror. And I think for the dogs, that is the process. You as the reader in this comic book series are living through the dogs of them unpacking and uncovering this mystery that their master is a monster. And that's why they're strays, because he's secretly possibly killed all of their previous owners. So how all of this plays out, how that unpacks, and how that journey kind of unfolds is what Stray Dogs is about. I found it to be a very interesting read. I do enjoy it. I don't think I've read, there's like a little spin-off of like a 2-parter, but I think it was a prequel, and I've never read that. I think it's like Day of the Dog or something like that. I don't think they mentioned it in this article or not, but Dog Days. Okay, Stray Dogs, Dog Days. It was like a little follow-up, and it was like backstory stuff, and I didn't read that, but I've read Stray Dogs. I like Stray Dogs. But like I said, this horror element, this little twist, it's a little hard thing to kind of visualize. Because in the comic book, all that's very subdued. This is not like a big graphic, bloody dogs attacking people's throats like a Cujo thing or anything like that. This is more like them unpacking the mystery for you. So interesting. it definitely is an interesting. Don't think anybody's talked about it. Thought I would share, tell you guys, and definitely expect this to actually manifest. I don't think this is going to be something that's going to get bumped. I think it's just pretty much ready to go. Let's do it. Let's write it and do it. So that appears to be the path. So keep you guys posted on this one as well. So take care. I am Pops.
Yeah. Right? And I'm not